spent 4 years in Korea and did really good job there. So why you want to come to China?
Well, I think China is the biggest market in Asia. It's actually the biggest truck market in the world. Mm-hmm. China is, of course, the next step in a bigger market. Mm-hmm. And for MAN, of course, the most important market in Asia.
So what do you think about China's imported commercial vehicle market? We know the market size is quite marginal.
It is indeed marginal and pales against a total market of more than 1 million trucks. However, it is still a good market size for import truck manufacturer, and we believe that this market, import market, will grow steadily in China. There's a clear need for premium vehicles, premium trucks, since the commercial vehicle industry is and logistics industry is consolidating. So there is a clear need for higher quality trucks that run longer and faster and more reliably.
So do you think MAN truck can break through such a limitation? I mean, the limitation for the whole imported CV market here?
Well, we will never be the biggest player in the market. Chinese manufacturers will always dominate this market, and that's okay. However, there is increasingly bigger and growing niche in the market that requires this high quality vehicles, and I think in this field and this market segment we have a good chance, and actually we have improved and grown quite well, and we will grow even further.
Could you give me some specific numbers or percentage?
We have grown in the last. We have been the fastest growing import brand in the last 3-4 years, especially due to our entry into new segments like long haul, Guidi Express segment. We had not been there 5 years ago. We had focused on special purpose vehicles before, like firefighting and oil field. We have been very strong, partially market leader in firefighting trucks and in oil field exploration trucks and other chassis like mobile homes and TV trucks. And 5 years ago we entered the logistics market, and of course from a low base we have been growing very fast.
So what are your strategic priorities currently? Can you share with us?
Sure. Strategic priority for us is the customer. That is clearly in the focus of everything we're doing, and it starts with the product. We have adjusted the product very much to the Chinese markets.
How?
Small specifications are different than in Germany or Europe or even in Korea. So it gets very technical, but we had to adjust wheelbases, rear axle ratios, and also other features within the truck because Chinese drivers and Chinese customers have other needs. So we adjusted it very well, and of course besides adjusting the product, we also adjust the services and the surrounding solutions, we call it, to customers' needs. For example, we have created a localized telematics system that really caters to the needs of local fleets, and that is we have not done in so many other markets, but in China.
China's vehicle emission standards change every few years. Mm-hmm. So how could you catch up with that?
That's indeed a challenge because it's not only the standards, the national standards that change every few years. It's also the different areas, different regions, sometimes even different cities have their own plan and agenda, and schedule, and also emission standards or other standards that need to be fulfilled. This is, of course, for import trucks that have a very low volume in China compared to local brands. It's a real challenge, but we have managed well. Most of the time we are in time ready for the new challenge and the new requirements.
So the new standard is coming, the China 6 standard. Do you have any plan for that?
Sure. I would say I can say we are prepared. We are connecting the new standard with our new launch of the new product, which is happening now, and we will introduce from very soon onwards more and more products with China 6 standards. So we have passed all the tests. We are ready.
That's great. Basically, now you are only doing the wholesale, right? Have you tapped into the retail segment?
We have not. When you talk about retail, talking about selling trucks directly to end customers, we are doing that in chassis segments. We have our own sales force, and the chassis are sold directly to so-called bodybuilders or end customers.
So you will introduce new MAN truck generation next week, right? What's the market positioning of those trucks?
The market positioning, of course, will be a premium positioning. But when we talk about who should buy these trucks, well, we cater for our existing customer base in all the chassis segments we're in. And of course, we also would like to find new customers in the truck tractor segment that is in express and freight delivery. We believe this is the most customer-oriented or driver-oriented vehicle. So we focused in the course of the development on two major topics. One, of course, is efficiency and TCO, total cost of ownership. That means efficiency is clearly in the focus. And the other very important topic is application fit. Application fit for us means we have for each product, for each transportation task and problem of a customer, we have a solution that fits very well to the customer's problem. So it's a very customer-oriented and driver-oriented product. We have indeed changed the way of how we develop this vehicle. This product was not developed by MAN alone.
Who's your partner?
No, the partner is our customers. The partners is our drivers. What we did, of course, we developed this product. What we did is once we reached a certain development stage, we invited hundreds of customers, many times, to Europe, to Germany, to our R&D center, and we presented what we have, our current work in process, and we asked them a lot of questions, and whether they like it, what they don't like, and we took hundreds of feedbacks into consideration and adjusted the product afterwards.
Has COVID-19 affected your business?
It has, definitely.
So how did you overcome it?
Well, first of all, we focused on the customers here in China, but the biggest impact was actually the close down of factories and interruption in the supply chain from Europe. That was the biggest issue. So we ran out of in some occasions, even out of stock because of that. Miraculously, the COVID-19 has not affected the Chinese truck market, because at the same time the truck sales have grown significantly. And of course, there are some special effects that cause that growth. For example, the ruling out of the China 3 homologation. So there are some replacements of old trucks with new trucks, but mainly local brands. And so the truck market has actually grown. Of course, our customers are mainly involved in by the express, so if you lock down and cannot travel so much, many people increase their online sales, or online purchasing. So our customers were not so much affected.
So you mentioned the lockdown disrupted the transition from Europe to China. So do you have any plan to set up your own factory here in China?
Well, I have no concrete plan now. Yet, of course, in general, and that is not talking about a concrete plan, but in general, we have to be, that's a market that is big enough where you can have these thoughts, where you should have these thoughts. And we will definitely take any option and opportunity into consideration that develops. So we are here long term. We are not here for an episode. We are here for long term, and we need to prepare for to ensure the long term success.
How about electric trucks? Have you ever thought of introducing your ETGM, to China?
First of all, thanks. You mentioned our ETGM. We have electric vehicles, of course. China in the e-vehicle, in the e-truck, e-commercial vehicle segment is quite advanced, and of course the market is already mature.
And the policies is friendly.
Policies friendly
for domestic trucks.
Policies are friendly for domestic trucks. So it is a challenge for import vehicles to be successful. On the other side, we are also not necessarily in that segment. Electric vehicles are more the domain today, more the domain of local distribution, of smaller vehicles, of distribution within the city or in a short range. That is a segment that is dominated by Chinese manufacturers anyway. We have clear advantages when it comes to long distance, long usage of the vehicle. That's where all the import trucks are being bought. We do not think we can enter the local distribution.